Salad and I saw Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. It is created by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is episode 5, Lights, Camera, Sparks. It's directed by Rishio Moriyama, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts and Ramona is cast as Envy's stunt double, which is interesting. I'm like, alright, cool. You're gonna go into a movie. The episode pretty much starts like, oh, well, she's in the air. Why is she here? And then she explains it in one line, which is like, oh, well, I'm here because I'm here to follow a plot line. I'm trying to get to the people. I'm trying to find some information on how to look for the portal that Scott was sucked into and who's responsible for that portal. And I'm like, okay, I'm good choice. It's very Scott Pilgrim thing to do is to like have one really long on sentence and then like the just saying this thing to a random person and that person like what's happening? So yeah, so we have Ramona Flowers is working on a movie set, and we also have Envy is hitting on Wallace, and then there's like a weird feud thing. There's a lot of making out, and I mean like a ton, so many times where they make out mid-scene, and I'm like, bro, stop, you're working, just do what you're told. You don't have to make out right now. But they can't get their hands off of each other. Basically, Ramona's like, oh, I need some information. Give me some information, please, about this portal. And then people be like, oh, actually, I don't know anything about this portal. And then Ramona's like, God dang it, I'm on a false end. Matthew Patel arrives. And then he fires everyone. Which I'm like, okay, interesting. And then the reason why he fires everyone is that he doesn't want this movie to come out because it slanders his name. I'm like, bro, you're risking people's food for your ego? Oh my goodness, take a chill pill. And it's like, oh my goodness gracious. I hope nothing bad happens. Matthew Patel does not know how to use his power with responsibility. I just don't remember. This is so hard. It's like this episode, the way it's laid out is hard to follow it. The conversation between Ramona Flowers and Matthew Patel is very confusing. From this conversation, Matthew is telling that actually Gideon is Gordon. But I thought that Julie and Gideon knew each other. And we're saying like, oh, Gordon. Oh, I haven't been called that name in a while, says Gideon last episode. And then I'm just kind of confused as to why Matthew knows this information. Why does he know this? Did I miss something? This episode is like, it's hard to keep track of everything too. The way that this episode is presented, it's in a way where, oh, here's the drama that's happening, and then like some like flashbacks to some stuff, or like some quick cuts to like, oh, like someone describing like the Wallace and Envy making out constantly, for example. That's like, oh yeah, they're doing that, but that's like in the middle of a conversation, and there's a lot of that going on, and I'm just like, this is a little confusing. It's hard for me to keep track of. And then the episode ends and it's cozy. It's a cozy ending. It looks like they're like under blankets or whatever. And then that's the end. And I'm like, what? This episode made me feel confused. Like, oh no. I feel like I like the fight scene. I'm a big fan of the fight scene. I wish there was more epic fight scenes. There's like mini fight scenes. And then there's like some dialogue, which is fine. I just feel like there should be bigger fight scenes. Just a personal thing. First of all, I do like Ramona Flowers a lot. She is the most focused person. She wants to figure out what the heck's happening with Scott and the portals. And then the stuff around that's happening, that's where I like lose a grasp on like what the specific things are happening, because I'm interested in Ramona Flowers trying to figure out what the heck is happening with Scott, and everyone around her doesn't know anything, which is annoying personally. So I gotta give this episode like a solid It's like a 6.7 out of 10. If you like this episode, watch another one. The algorithm really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $20 Dinos. Patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, in Salad Saw, I'll see you later. Bye. Sour croutons and bacon bits.